Hello cousins, welcome back to this masterclass for the beginners in CSS, Cascading style sheet. Remember guys, in the previous lesson we talked about colors in CSS and we were able to explore a little there, a little here. And today we want to talk about the backgrounds in CSS. So welcome once again, is your guy, cousin the wolf. Okay cousins, welcome back. So let's start here let's start right here, without fear, without no shame, without whatever you can call it. Just let's do it. So what am I going to do over here? Let me just okay, should I use this, should I use this, should I use this? Oh, let me use this one. This one is not dirty as that one. So because we are going to learn about color, CSS, should it be capital letter or something like that? So guys, remember this is your cousin the wolf, and we are learning right now. So backgrounds, and yeah, so let me just remove this script. This was for JavaScript. What did I do wrong? What did I do? Something is not cooking. Something is not cooking here. Okay. So let's do it. So the CSS background properties are used to add backgrounds effect for elements. For example, if you look outside through your window, you will see the background of the sky. And now there's some property over there, so if we can imitate or something like that, we can use CSS to do something like that. So let's do it. So in this chapter we will learn about CSS background properties, and we will start off by background color, and also we learn about background images. We can also learn about background repeat, and also background attachment, and background position, and lastly shorthand properties. So let's do it. So the background color normally is used to specify the background color of that element. So to do that, you need to create a style above here. In the head, let me just create a style over here. So inside the style, inside the style, I need my body to be free of body tag. I just want to change the whole body here, the background here. So to do that, you should follow me. So the background is in this scope. So we should have background color, this one here. Let it be light blue. So I have changed the body tag. So let's do something in the body. Let's print something. Let's have some data in the body here. So I'll have each one element, and in this h1 element I just want to say hello cousins, and then there should be actually an exclamation there. Okay, and I should have a p tag, and this p tag I can say this, I can say this it has a light Okay, so this page, yeah, this page has a light blue background color and there's a kind of delete. So let me save that and open in a browser. So open. There. So you can see hello cousins, and this page has a light blue background color and it's a kind of delete. So that is how we have used this one example here of changing the background color of the page. We should know that with CSS, a color is most often specified by either we use a valid color name like a concrete word, like this one here, which is just a valid name. Light blue is just a valid name. We can say like red. So if I again save this, so it's normally specified by valid names like red. So that's one way. And the second is hexa values. So we can use hexa values where we can say something like, let me just open this first. And you can see a red there. So again, we can use an hexa value by like maybe saying, instead of just these valid names, you can use like hashtag ff. These are hexa numbers. Yeah, I hope you know a little thing to do with hex numbers. But this is, and these are base what? Base 10. I don't know. Base 16? Yes. Yeah, base 16. I'm not sure, but I'm very sure that is it. So we can have something like this, and if I save, probably these are white. This number, if you convert, will give probably a decimal number of. We can check this out. You can go, but not necessarily here. So we'll talk about that the next time. So something really happened here. So let me just save this and see which color is this. Cousins, what would you do? This is just red. This is the hexadecimal for red color. Or we can have also the RGB values like the red, green, blue. So we can have the first number here will be representing a certain code. This is 00. So this RGB, this is red, RG, which is green, and the B for blue. So we don't have this, so we end up with this red. So red is represented by 255. So if I save again, we will have the red background. Yeah, open again in the browser, and wow, you were guessing, bro. So this is the white color. Hello cousins. So again, let's go ahead a little bit and do something with other elements. So again, if you want to learn about these CSS color values for complete list, you can go online and do your stuff over there. Just jump over there. You can get some information and get back and comment down here, say, hey bro, we did something like this. Okay, let's do this other element. So you can set a background color for HTML elements. So here, for example, I just want to do h1 and the p tag and the div element, so where we will have different background colors. So let me come back here. Sorry, I'll come in style here, and I will have h1. Let me just move the body first of all. So let me have h1, and I want to give h1 some background color, and it should be background color should be, let's say, green. So this is just specified names, green, And okay, what should I do again? Let me just do a division. If I have a division in my body, all the divisions will have its properties. I had somebody saying that a friendship with them, an online application. Then they found at the back end there was a div in the code, and then it was like, what? Then he said, oh, yeah, I wanna take out apps. So how can we have a div in the back end? That's tricky. But again, this is the way of CSS HTML just gives the color. I mean, they give the properties on data. So XML actually is the real thing here, where we save. Actually, XML is purely for structuring data and the storage. So on. Then this gives some properties. So if he's talked about XML, that would be more tougher. So I'm not scared of that. That's a journalist. I don't have to say that. Could be. I don't know. Okay, let's continue with our thingy. So I want this division to have, all the division in my body to have a background color of, let's say light blue, right? Light blue. Something like that, simple, so that we don't complicate ourselves. Again, I just want to have a p tag, or p tag to have, again, a background color of let me say yellow, malo, and yeah, we are done with styles. So let's go back to our body here, and let's have h1 here, where we will say hello cousin, CSS background. So I'm talking to a cousin right now. Hello cousin, background color example. Yes, you should be scared of cousins, right? So that's why I pressed this exclamation here. Again, let's have the div. Let's have the division here. So I want the division to have a, I can say in this division, I just want to say something. I can say hello. Hello, hello guys. This is a text inside my full stop. I can have again that if I just want to have a p tag here. P tag. I should call it. Why you not just jump just like that? So let me have this p, and I can say it's paragraph. This again, I just want to give this p tag a different background. So I can say hello guys. It is funny. Okay, and then I should save this. Let me save this and check whether we have changed. We have done what we said. Let me just save this. Did I do that before? Did I say that? Open the browser. Oh damn, Jesus. Hello cousins, background color example. You can see the blue, the light blue, and this one yellow. There we go. So in the same division. We have done what we were supposed to do. Again, let's talk about the opacity, the transparency of the cousins, right? So let's say that we want to see how in terms of observation, how does the light goes through, something like that. So let's see this opacity. How can I define opacity? Okay, so the opacity is actually the property that specifies the transparency or the opacity. You can use the same keyword again of an element. So it takes a value from, let's say, 0, not let's say, it actually starts 0.0 to 1.0. So within there, that values. So how can you see through those? Hope you get that. So the lower value and the more transparency, right? So let's do this and check it out. I want to have a division. Again, I have this division. What should I do with this division? Let me just do this tile first. So I will have to remove all this, and then let me now start. I should have a division here, div, and I want this div to behave like I want it to behave. No, Control Z, bro. What's wrong, cousin? Div, and you should close it like that. And why are you misbehaving? You think I'm your brother or sister or something? Okay, let me just put it down here. Put it down. Oh, I'm wrong. Was I rapping or something? Oh. So let's do this division here. I don't know what was this I was doing actually. My mind was far away. So what have the background to be? It's not just the background, but the background color property. Background color. It should be, let's say, green. At least that's what the specified name is. And what I have, something like in here. I can say inside that division dot, I want the first, and then I should now give the property in here. That division first, I want opacity to be 0.1, and then I should copy this because there is a first and there is a second, there is also a third, because we said that in this value we will have the property. Paste and paste. So it will be second, and the opacity should be 0.3, and the last one, third, should be 6. Let's change this to that, and yeah, that is it. So I should go back to my body, and in my H1, let me just remove all this first of all, and I have this H1, so I can say transparent. I can say hello cousin, this is transparency box. And then now I should have a P1 here. Let me have a P1. So I should have P1 there. Again, I should say something here. So I can say hello, hello, cousin. Then once I'm done, I show you. So I've typed everything. So this one actually is used to. Let me read. You can read this what I've written here. It's actually self-explanatory, but I don't like using such a kind of words. The second thing I wanna do, I just wanna have a div here, div, and then this div, I wanna give this div a class name, a class, and this class I wanna have it first, right? So first, something like that. Not something like that. What did I do up over here? So, oh, I should copy this. Copy that. So in this one, I give this class. So, oh, okay. Let me delete that class, and I should have h1 here. H1 tag. And I just want to have opacity of, I just give this h1. No, bro, what did you do? h1. So should I do it manually? So many problems here. Just like in a simple thing, you're giving me problems. You're not intelligent anyway. This is sublime text. Yeah, you have a problem. You should be solved. You have a bug. Opacity. Just want to give this 0.1 the first one. Yes, and I should copy this like twice. So I should copy this, and I have it here, and again have it here. Now this one will have I've given them styles in here by just defining division. The whole background should be green, and then when selecting the child, now those are the child. So the first child will be having, the first child of this will be having 0.1, which this property actually will give 0.1, that kind of opacity. So yeah, what else am I left with? And I should have actually the default one here. So can I have the default one here so that you can see the different copy and paste. Not the default one, I don't have to give a class, I don't want to have anything, and I can say opacity 1, which is the default, because this one we have given 0.0. Now the default should be 1, which is a full color, right? Because it should be 1, right? Okay, this is the default. Okay, so let's save and see the default, whether it can have the full color will be green, and the other one will be half, third, quarterly, something like that. So let me just open a browser, and there, boom, cousins, look at this. The opacity is 0.1, is 0.3, is 0.1. What did I do this? No, I did not change the value. Issue. Yes, that was supposed to be 6, right? And the other one 3, and the other one 0.1. So if I take 0.6 and 0. Yeah, this third here. 0.6. I can even change. I can change a little, maybe 9 or 8. But let's save that and see what we already have here. So yeah, so this was 0.6 opacity, which we have defined it in here. You can see that. So that is it again, guys, about the opacity and transparency. So one thing that you know, one thing that you need to notice when using the opacity property to add transparency to a background of an element, all of its children or child element inherit the same transparency. So you get that. So this can make the text inside a fully transparent element hard to read. Yeah. So we can also use transparency using the RGB. So let's do this last one here. So if you do not want to apply the opacity to children element, like in our example here, you can use the RGBA color values. And for example, let's do this one example here that we can set the opacity of the background color and not the text. So let's do it. For that, remember we learned in the previous lesson when we talked about CSS color. Yeah, we knew that we learned that we can use RGB as a color value, and in addition to RGB, you can use an RGB color value with an alpha channel. Alpha channel, we will talk about this later, but alpha channel has now RGBA, which A stands for alpha channel, which actually specifies the opacity of a color. So the alpha channel is just the opacity of a color. So an RGBA color value is specified with let's say RGBA red, green, blue, alpha, and that is it. So the alpha parameter is a number between 0.0 to fully transparent, and it's 1.1, which is a full opaque. So we will learn this later, but let's do this here now. Last example. I just wanna do the RGB here before we end the class for today. So again, nothing I'm going to change here. The only thing that I wanna do here is to come back, and in this background color, I can now, instead of just using these specified names, I can do the RGB, which will be red, green, blue. Okay, red, green, blue. So in that, now let me give it the alpha channel, which will be the kind of the opacity that we will have. So we will have RGBA. We don't have to have the green, I mean the red, so I will put a 0 there. And then the second one, I want a green of what, 128, and 128 is just that represents that kind of green. So 0, I don't want to have the blue. So again, I can do in my first div here, I can give a background of, you see, background is a perimeter, remember. So background, I can now give RGBA, where A is the opacity. So RGB, this one here, which is, now we can say this is an inbuilt function. So you can see this alpha channel here. So okay, so I just want to give it a 0. I just want to give a 0. I want 28, and here again I should have 0, but now I should decrease the first one. I will have the opacity here should be 0.1. that is the alpha channel. And the second one, again, I can copy the same thing, but let me just copy this, all of this, control copy, and let me have, yeah, that one. So again, this one I just want to change the alpha only, so I should put 3 there. Again, let me just do the last one here, paste, and I just want to change this to 6. Now I have used the RGB A, which is the adventure, and you can see my division here. I give them classes, then those the same class is what now I pick the div here, and then I extended to that class. Then that class I gave it a style. So, and I've used RGBA, which is red, green, blue, and I can see 0 representing no, red. We have a blue of this hexadecimal value. I think it's a binary number. No, just forget about that for now. Okay, let me just save it. Okay, the last one I just want to have, let me do this last thing here. So let me go back to the body. I just want to go back to the body here. In the body, I just want to have, let me just delete all this first of all. Yeah, that one. Okay, so from here I just want to have my h1 element, and then in this h1 element I just want to say hello. This is a transparent. This is transparent boxes. Boxes. Let me just do here. Yes. And let me have a p tag again. Let me just push this a little down. P tag. I can hit that and say result with opacity. So in my first division here, let me have a style equal. Now let me just remove this. I just want to remove that. So division 1. Yeah, I just want to have a positive. Let me just sign a string here. Opacity. I should have 0.1. And that is it. And now I can say here 10%. So let me just move this. Say 10%. Okay. And then the second one, I should copy this now. Control copy. And this division here. It should be 0.3. Yeah. And then this one. We still about 10, 20%, 50%. So it should be 50%. That's it. You can do so about that. And the last one now, just again, please. So the last one of this class is there. This is 6. Now we should be actually 6%. 6%. That's it. And then we have a default one. We have the default one here. And so we have opacity 1. So let me just run this and find out. So, save, and let's open a browser. There we go. That's what we have, brothers and sisters. So we have used the what have we used here, bro? Do you remember even, or you just forget? So we use the RGB, and those are the results that we have. So again, that is it for today's guide about CSS backgrounds, and we have used RGB, we have used the hex, we have used names, and that is it for today's class. Thank you so much for joining the class of today, and welcome. It's your guy once again, Cousins.